Welcome to the Psychology 101 podcast, based on the bachelor study Psychology at Tilburg University in the Netherlands, presented to you by Lex Krishnadath, the podcast where you learn on the go. Today we're going to look into the book Social Psychology, Goals and Interaction, Person's New International Edition, 5th edition. We're going to look into the first chapter. The first chapter is called Introduction to Social Psychology. So, what is social psychology? Social psychology is the scientific study of how people's thoughts, feelings, and behaviors are influenced by other people. What's the difference between scientific description and explanation? Social psychologists aim to describe social behavior carefully and to explain its causes. Why is social psychology a bridge discipline? Theories help connect and organize existing observations and suggest fruitful paths for future research. What are the four major theoretical perspectives of social psychology? We have a social cultural perspective, the evolutionary perspective, the social learning perspective, and the social cognitive perspective. Explain the theory of social cultural perspective. Researchers who adopt a social cultural perspective consider how behavior is influenced by factors that operate in larger social groups, including social class, nationality, and cultural norms. Please explain the evolutionary perspective. The evolutionary perspective focuses on social behaviors as evolved adaptations that helped our ancestors survive and reproduce. Now explain the social learning perspective. The social learning perspective focuses on past learning experience as determinants of a person's social behavior. Now please explain the social cognitive perspective. The social cognitive perspective focuses on the mental processes involved in paying attention to, interpreting, and remembering social experiences. What are the 5 fundamental motives behind goal-oriented social behavior? We have to establish social ties, to understand ourselves and others. Third, to gain and maintain status. Fourth, to defend ourselves and those we value. And fifth, to attract and retain mates. On what is social behavior orientated? Social behavior is goal-oriented. People enter social situations with short-term immediate goals, and these are linked to broader long-term goals and ultimately to more fundamental motives, such as the one I just told you. What is meant by AD person, BD situation, and C person situation interactions? When we talk about the person, we will typically be referring to features or characteristic that individuals carry into social situations. When we talk about the situation, we are referring to events or circumstances outside the person. And the interaction between those is well described as following. Social behavior represents a continual interaction between the features within the person and the events in the situation. People and situations choose, respond to, and alter one another. How psychologists study social behavior. What is the difference between a descriptive and an experimental method? Descriptive methods involve recording behaviors, thoughts, and feelings in their natural states. These methods can uncover correlations, but they do not pin down causes. On the other hand, experimental methods search for causal processes by systematically manipulating some aspects of the situation. Experiments allow conclusions about cause and effect, but are more artificial than many descriptive methods. So, what is a naturalistic observation? It involves quite simply observing behavior as it unfolds in its natural setting. Now, what's a case study? A case study is an intensive examination of an individual or group. Please explain the archival method. Using the archival method in which researchers test hypotheses using existing data originally collected for other purposes, such as a study of police reports for homicides. And please explain to me the survey method. It's a technique in which the researcher asks people to report on their beliefs, feelings, or behaviors. What are some ethical risks that social psychologists face? Ethical issues for researchers include invasion of privacy and potential harm to subjects. These potential dangers must be weighed against the benefits of possible useful knowledge. Professional guidelines and institutional review boards help keep these balance. Social psychology bridges with other areas of knowledge. So, name a few sub-disciplines, please. Social psychology is closely connected to other subdisciplines of psychology, including the developmental, one, personality, second, clinical, third, cognitive, fourth, and physiological psychology, fifth. And please name some other disciplines, totally different from psychology. Social psychology also connects to other disciplines, including basic research sciences like biology and sociology, as well as applied fields like organizational behavior and education. That was it for today. Thank you for listening. See you until next time.